actually a fighter pilot. He had a fighter pilot jacket on, but now he's got a baseball jacket on. So he understands something that the Liberals perhaps do not. So here, for 3 terms, they provided weak and out-of-touch leadership. 3 terms, they drove up costs and crime. 3 terms, they sent our jobs south and pushed our economy under the American thumb. My little boy understands something the Liberals do not, which is that in baseball and in politics, it's 3 strikes and you're out. In order to try and get a 4th term, after driving up costs and crime, after destroying our economy and putting us under the thumb of the Americans, the Liberals are replacing. You're going to give them points for creativity and audacity. They are replacing Justin Trudeau with his economic advisor and hand-picked successor. They are the same Liberals, with the same ministers, the same MPs, the same advisors, the same policies, and even today making the same promises that they've been breaking for over 10 years. And who did they choose to bring in? Mr. Carney. Under the Liberals, led by Trudeau or Carney, what we have is out-of-touch, weak leadership. And for Mr. Carney, someone who will not stand up for our country. Only 6 days after Donald Trump threatened tariffs on our country, Mark Carney decided to move his headquarters out of Canada to the United States, to New York, Trump's hometown. That's the He moved billions of dollars out of the country.
He's a solo!
He is in massive multi-million-dollar, he admits, by the way, he's in massive multi-million-dollar conflicts of interest, but he just won't tell us what they are. He knows all of his investments. He knows all of his investments, but he won't tell you, even though those interests run against Canada's interests, my friends. It is time to stop putting the Liberal Party first. It is time to put Canada first. Economic plan to do it. And it starts with a big, patriotic, bold, and beautiful bring it home tax cut. We will start by axing the carbon tax. By the way, the tax still applies at the pump today. But the Liberals are going to follow a fast one on this as well. After 7 years of applying the carbon tax, they decided that they're going to hide it at the gas station for 30 days before the election, while keeping the carbon tax law in place. Furthermore, Mr. Carney says that he will bring in an industrial carbon tax. Carney agrees with Donald Trump. They both want to tax Canadian industry. Trump's tariffs and Carney's carbon tax will send hundreds of thousands of Canadian jobs moving south of the border. There will be a large sucking sound of Canadian jobs leaving the country if the Carney carbon tax on steel, on fertilizer, on aluminum, on basically every industrial product that we rely on for our modern civilization faces this new tax. That is why I have announced that not only will I repeal the carbon tax on consumers, oh, little girl likes that one. But not only will I will get rid of the carbon tax on consumers, I will axe the entire carbon tax law for everyone.
Bring it home!
And the little munchkin is asking Dad, what is an income tax for? And the child is looking heartbroken as the dad explains to him that an income tax form is the opposite of a high school report card. He says, the better you do, the more you get punished. You know, it's the income tax is the fine you pay for the crime of working hard. Now, I saw today that the Liberals, Mr. Carney was literally repeating the election promise about income tax that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals broke 10 years ago. So, Carney had Trudeau's top his top strategic advisors, his spin doctors like Gerald Butts, who wrote the promise Trudeau made about income tax 10 years ago. Promised that Trudeau would then go on to break, raising income tax by 80%. And now they have the audacity to make the very same promise. My friends, we cannot believe them on taxes or anything else. But what you can know is this. When I become Prime Minister, God willing, bureaucracy, consultants, handouts to corporate insiders. We will cut wasteful foreign aid to dictators, terrorists, and multinationals. And we will use the savings to bring down taxes and deficits in order to make your life more affordable. And we will bring homes that you can afford to buy. We will axe the GST on homes to save you up to 50 grand. We will incentivize municipalities to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development charges to build the homes of the future. Our Bring It Home economic plan is also about bringing home our jobs for a change. After 10 years of this Liberal government, in 3 terms, they've driven $500 billion out of our economy, most of it into the hands of the Americans. They did it by bringing in radical, net zero, environmental They blocked nearly $200 billion of resource projects. Mr. Carney was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor as the Liberals waged war on our energy and resource sector. But we will take action to reverse this attack on Canadian jobs and industry. I will repeal the Liberal No New Pipelines laws. Say, ring of fire over there. Ring of fire. We have hundreds of billions of dollars of cobalt, copper, chromite, gold. That belongs to us. It's right beneath our feet. The Liberals have been blocking it for 5 years.
That's right,
I'm going to move to grant the permits within 6 months. Let's dig some mines. To the surface are 1,000 1,300 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. What is it? First of all, it takes 11 days to ship to Asia from Canada. It takes 20 days from the US Gulf Coast. Second of all, how do you liquefy gas? You cool it down. And what do we have in Canada?
LNG!
We have cold weather, which means it's 25% cheaper to liquefy gas in Canada than it is in the US Gulf Coast. We have clean hydroelectricity.
That's right,
that can
Pierre!
power that liquefaction. We have the incredible engineers who can do it. All we need is to grant permission, and that is what I will do. We will cool that gas to minus 161 degrees Celsius. We will ship it off to Asia. To them so they can break their dependence on dirty coal. We will ship it off to Europe to break European dependence on Putin. And break Canada's dependency on the Americans. We will turn dollars for dictators into paychecks for our people. I need you to go and study the trades. Get an apprenticeship. I want the trades workers here. And we're going to give it up for the trades workers. We're going to have these shovel-ready zones. These shovel-ready zones will draw a big circle around an area that's already pre-permitted and pre-approved to dig a mine, build a power station, a data center, a pipeline, you name it. We'll get it approved before they even apply for it. Lightning fast permitting will get the project going. But we're going to need the workers to do it. Now, liberals turn their nose up at the trades. They look down at people who work with their hands. We don't need any of that elitism. What we need is the practical people who know how to dig stuff, move stuff, fix stuff, and build stuff. That's why I announced we're going to cut bureaucracy, and we're going to put the money into restoring the $4,000 apprenticeship grants, and we're going to fund 350,000 more training spots for young apprenticeships and other people to learn how to do stuff. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to bring home the Canadian promise for our brilliant immigrants. We have while we help end the shortfall in our healthcare system, we have 20,000 immigrant doctors and 32,000 immigrant nurses who can't work because there's no way for them to prove their qualifications. We've had the red seal for the trades in this country for over 70 years. It's very simple. You have a merit-based national licensing system recognized by the provinces that allows our immigrant and Canadian-born but trained abroad doctors, nurses, architects, and others take a test, prove they're qualified, get a license, and get working, reducing our We want to get our Filipino nurses working in our hospitals. We want them and everyone to bring home powerful paychecks, but those paychecks have to go to safe neighborhoods again. So we will stop the crime. Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are overtaking our once safe streets. The catch and release liberal justice system turns loose the same violent offenders over and over again. Now listen to this. Here's the good news. Here's the good news. We don't have a lot of criminals. Here's the bad news. They're very productive. The same small group of criminals keep doing the same. You heard about the robbery in Ottawa. You guys hear about the robbery in Ottawa? Guy walks up to another fellow, pulls out a gun and says, "Give me all your money." The man says, "Wait a second, you know who I am? I'm Justin Trudeau." And the criminal then looked at him and said, "Well, in that case, give me all my money." They have C-75, which grants automatic bail. It requires judges release offenders at the, quote, earliest opportunity under the, quote, least restrictive conditions. That's right under the law. So then judges release them again and again and again. In Vancouver, they had to arrest the same 40 offenders 6,000 times. In Penticton, get this, in Penticton, there is one guy, his name is Levi. He does so much crime that when he's out of prison, the crime rate for the entire city of Penticton goes up. One guy. The solution is very simple. It's very simple.
Put him in jail!
We will bring in a law making repeat offenders ineligible for bail, probation, parole, or house arrest. It will be jail, not bail. And then, my friends, unfortunately, there's the terrible tragedy of drugs. Opioid overdoses have killed 50,000 people in the last decade, more than died fighting for Canada in the Second World War. These drugs are ravaging our communities, tearing apart families, and ending far too many promising lives. We know this happened because corrupt pharmaceutical companies lied to the medical system to push those opioids, claiming they were either addictive nor lethal. In fact, they were both.
That's true.
Now, the Liberal government continues to give more money to those same corrupt pharmaceutical companies to hand out what they call a safe supply. In other words, giving more opioids to people who are addicted to opioids. They have effectively decriminalized hard drug possession. They are not prosecuting drug possession crimes. And meanwhile, those courageous people who struggle with addiction and want to get help cannot find assistance because there are no spaces for them. My friends, we will take the opposite approach. After 10 years of this Liberal government, they do not deserve a fourth term. What we need is to fight drugs for a change. We will ban the drugs.
That's our Prime Minister! Bring it home! Bring it home! Bring it home! Bring it home! Bring it home!
And we will invest in treatment and recovery to bring our loved ones home. My message to anyone out there who's struggling with addiction. I know it's hard, but have hope. Hang on. Help is on the way. And we will restore order at the border. Liberals have broken the border, allowing 99% of shipping containers to enter without any inspection at all. That's where the drugs, guns, and stolen cars are able to move. Our common sense plan will hire 2,000 more frontline CBSA officers. We will have surveillance towers and scanners that can look right inside those shipping containers. Very simple. If the manifest says that it's widgets in the container, but you look at the scanner and you see it's a beamer, well, then you pull the box aside, you roll the car out, you call the guy in the VIN, you say, were you planning to send your Beamer to Turkey today? No, you weren't. You were planning to drive it to work, but it was missing from your driveway. Well, we've got it over at the Port of Montreal. You can pick it up. And then you go to the guy who booked the shipping container and you say, you're under arrest. $1 principle. We're going to get the money elsewhere. You know what we're going to do? We're going to cancel the multi-billion-dollar gun grab that targets licensed So here's the choice. Liberals want to go after Grandpa Joe's hunting rifle. Grandpa Joe's not the problem. He's not shooting up our streets. Here's the choice, my friends. Canada First conservatives want to protect Canadians from criminals. Liberals want to protect turkeys from hunters. You decide what makes most sense to you. But in order to have safety in our land, we need a strong, well-funded, respected, and supported Canadian Armed Forces again. Our Canada First plan starts with reinvesting and taking back control of our Arctic seas, skies, and soil from incursions by the Chinese and Russians. The Liberals could not even shoot down a Chinese spy balloon. I think it was actually a weather balloon, but they couldn't stop that either. Because they cut back on our forces and disrespected, wasted money and put the dollars into back office bureaucracy.
That's true!
Our common sense plan. We'll cut back on foreign aid and put it into our military. We'll bring more money, and we'll use it to build the first post-Cold War base in the Arctic, CFB at Halloween. Let's go! 4 massive Arctic icebreakers that are going to smash through all that ice, open up our waters, and declare our sovereignty over that territory. We will ensure we have new fighter jets, new Poseidon surveillance aircraft that can look down and intercept and interrupt the work of the Chinese and Russians with their submarines. We'll double the size of the first patrol of the Arctic Rangers who are on the ground defending our sovereignty, and to bind our people together and renew the interest of our youth in the military and in our country. We will massively expand the cadet corps for our young people. And we will end the radical, borderless, globalist ideology of the Liberal government.
It's a scam!
Out of control, borderless policies like the Censory Initiative, which seeks to where Mr. Carney and Mr. Trudeau have taken the advice of Mr. Wiseman, which is to expand our population to 100 million people. More than doubling the population of the GTA when we're already in a housing crisis. We have seen, we love immigration. We always had the best immigration system in the world. We brought in people with skills who could fill jobs and succeed in our country in numbers that our housing, healthcare, and job market could absorb. But Liberals blew the system out of control increasing population at 3 times the rate of our housing stock. They allowed fraud and abuse in the temporary foreign worker, international student, and in the common sense conservatives will reject. Canada First conservatives will reject the Century Initiative. We will end the abuse in those programs, reject fraudulent claimants, deport criminals. So that never again does our population grow faster than our housing, our healthcare, and our jobs. We will also honor our history, this cancel culture that is we're going to put Terry Fox and the Famous Five and our veterans and other people. Around common values, common identity, common sense. We're going to put our statues back up, including the and we will build out the vision of an East-West nation that John A. brought to this country. He was the first to stand up and say, we are not Americans, we are Canadians! From east to west, binding it together with pipelines and free trade and open markets and common values and shared aspirations. We will be a nation that builds homes for its youth, makes goods for itself, trades from Canadian to Canadian, that honors its history, supports its heroes, uplifts its young people, and honors its old. We will go from being a nation of tax collectors and toll masters, bureaucrats and busybodies, grandees and gatekeepers, rulers and rule makers, to being a nation of explorers and entrepreneurs, artists and adventurers, warriors and workers, pioneers and patriots. What binds us together is the Canadian promise that anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, that hard work gets you a great life, in a beautiful house, on a safe street, protected by brave troops under a proud flag. To uphold that flag and its promise, we must work together, fight together, and win together.